What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. Today I'm talking about Ammit Ar2, whatever you want to call it. This weapon is absolutely amazing. It is a 450 round per minute auto rifle, and the best thing about this weapon is incandescent. It kind of reminds me of Uriel's gift. We're going to jump into all of the trait combinations and what you need to be looking for. This weapon is also craftable. So first and foremost, we're going to be diving into PvP and what trait combinations you need to be looking for. First and foremost, you definitely have to have arrowhead break. I don't really care what anybody says. It is very nice to have that 100 recoil, not have to worry about your weapon bouncing from right to left. I find it to be the most consistent roll for me. There are, of course, other options depending on what input you're playing on, full bore, all that stuff. But since this is a 450 and stability is relatively decent, that is pretty much just basically what I prefer. I love the additional bump and handling as well, but as a base stat without arrowhead break, your recoil is at 71, so it's going to bounce off a little bit to the left. Now, going off of base stats anyways, this weapon can reach about 30 meters when you're aiming down sights and about 17 when you're aiming from the hip. The reload speed is 2 seconds. Pretty much on the dot. Stability is at 45, and I would like to increase that a little bit more, though it is not bad where it's at. It's definitely not bad at all. Now, for my secondary perk, I am going with Ricochet Rounds. I don't really see the need in having an extended mag. You're only getting an extra 6 bullets, and if I put a mod on this weapon, which I do, I put backup mag, because I really don't feel the need for aim assistance or anything like that. Targeting adjuster, I don't need that stuff to increase my aim assistance. So usually I'll just run backup mag, especially with incandescent. That's going to be the final trait. I've already said about that. Ricochet rounds, I feel like it's the best because you get more for your money. If I had to put it that way, you get more for your money. You get some range, plus you get a plus 10 in stability, and the rounds bounce off hard surfaces. So that's what I prefer. I don't really recommend anything else. A pendant mag is okay. You get an extra 4 rounds, but I mean, it's really not benefiting you that much. I feel like Ricochet rounds, you get more for your money, you get a little bit more range out of the weapon, so that's what I would go with personally. Now, once again, this weapon is craftable, so for my next trait I am using enhanced dynamic sway reduction, and that basically, if I'm holding down the trigger, I get increased stability and accuracy. So normally when I use auto rifles, I kind of pre-fire around every corner, because you have so many rounds. Why are you not pre-firing? So that's usually what I do. So this perk or whatever will take effect immediately as soon as I'm firing around the corner. So once I peek around and I see an enemy, my bullets are just laying on them. Now, in some of this gameplay, I am getting flinched some because some of this gameplay I really didn't even care about putting on special mods for me to be a GOAT inside of PvP. So I was really just playing for the hell of it. But you know, I will get flinched if I have returning fire, depending on what the enemy is using. And I know before everybody freaks out, yeah, I'm using Wither Horde. This is Control, baby. And they got skill-based matchmaking on here. I'm not about to let somebody stand in their little rift and have a overshield and etc, etc. I know I get a little hate sometimes having to use Wither Horde, but it's just a weapon I like, and it's in the game, so I'm going to use it. Now, for that final trait column, I am using incandescent because I can spread scorch to the other enemies, and they all explode. That is the best perk on here. It's the most enjoyable to play with. Incandescent also works very well with Solar 3.0, and then with the Titans you got Loreley Splendor, and you know, it's just a great perk. I love it. I can't see me using anything else other than that. And for my Masterwork, I am using a range Masterwork. That'll bump my range up, so that'll give me about 32 meters when I'm aiming down sights total. And then for mod, I'm using a backup mag for PvP. Now, when we talk about PvE, majority of the traits stay the same. The only thing I'm really changing is, instead of using backup mag, I'm using minor spec. And then for that third trait column, I'm using stats for all. So it's very easy to hit 3 separate targets with an auto rifle. That increases your weapon handling, stability, reload, and range for a moderate duration if you have the enhanced version. Now, on that final trait column, I still stick with incandescent, but if I'm doing like a Grandmaster or harder content, I would probably swap this out for one for all, maybe adaptive munitions, but I really don't see the need in using adaptive munitions because you could just use Arbalest to pop whatever shield you need to. The good thing about One for All though is that you do get that huge damage increase, but Incandescent just works so well with Solar 3.0, and spreading that Scorch and letting the enemies explode is definitely I would say a more fun choice. And you know, Pugilist is a great perk as well if you're doing a melee based build, but I'm not doing melee based builds on master content or, you know, activities, stuff like that. I'm not doing that. I prefer to keep my distance and slowly chop out the enemies with my team, and that's pretty much it. As far as turnabout goes, I know the curator role is turnabout and incandescent, but I'm really not feeling the perk too much. Turnabout's kind of weak, and it basically states using this weapon to break the shield of a combatant or a guardian using their super will grant you an overshield. There's so many other ways to get overshields inside of Destiny 2, so I feel like this is a weak perk. Triple tap is okay, but for me the problem with triple tap is I'm not using this weapon as a DPS weapon, so I'm just trying to kill the enemies and watch them explode. That's really my only goal for that. If I wanted to take advantage of having more ammunition, I would just use Ambition Assassin instead, because if I get rapid kills, then I get an overflow in my magazine. Now, I'm also going to give a recommendation on what class you should actually be using for this weapon. I find for PvE, Actium War Rig is probably the best because you can actually use heavy machine guns, and we also have artifact mods that cater to the heavy machine guns. We have artifact mods that cater to auto rifles, so that already in itself makes this a good choice, because Actium War Rig states that it has an auto loading link, which basically it steadily reloads your auto rifles and your machine guns from reserves, plus you get a granted 30 airborne effectiveness for auto rifles and machine guns inside of PvP. So I mean, it's fun to use. I used it inside of a lot of strikes and gambit, stuff like that, and that would be the route I would go. If you're playing PvP, Warlock with Ophidian Aspect all day long, though I don't have any footage of that to show you, but I like Ophidian Aspect because it gives you that snappy feeling when you're using your weapons. Now this brings us to the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed today's content. If you like my video, please consider subscribing and checking out the rest of my videos on my channel. It's a free way to support me. I do have some more reviews coming out. I definitely recommend that you guys craft this weapon and please try to play with it. It is a absolutely fabulous auto rifle, and you know, I really don't do weapon reviews unless I actually love the weapon. So if the weapon sucks, I'm usually not going to review it unless it's like very terrible and I have to get my thoughts on it. But this weapon is absolutely outstanding. Incandescent is just mind-blowing. I definitely recommend you guys to craft this weapon and get it in your vault for future content. Once again, if you like today's video, please consider subscribing and liking my channel. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I will have my next video out Saturday, so stay tuned for that.